Welcome to Study Break, a reoccurring podcast featuring discussions of sports, music, TV, movies, and more. Today, we are happy to have Lydia Nanzanja, Shonda Stevens, Megan Grant, and Raven Amaro here to talk about the challenges students can face with stress over the summer. Enjoy the show.
Hi, and welcome to Study Break. My name is Shonda Stevens, and I'm here today with my co-hosts, Lydia Nanzanja, Megan Grant, and Raven Amaro. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Glad to be here.
Yes, thank you so much for having us, and I'm excited for our conversation.
Awesome. Today, we're discussing how the summer season can have an impact on mental health. To start, our first question is, how does the summertime make you feel in regards to your mental health? Lydia, would you like to start?
Sure. Okay, the summertime, we come in with the idea of like, break, vacation. But I do feel like the change in season can also affect our mental health. First we're getting this hot weather, and as much as it can be a good thing, it can also affect our mood, because sometimes I feel really irritated, most days, and like when it's really hot, and the fatigue as well, like getting an activity out in the hot weather, I come back home and I feel really tired and fatigued. But I would say, as being a student, you come out of the spring semester and you have this routine, and you have classmates, and after 9 p.m. you have another routine. So it's like that kind of breaking routine during the summertime leaves me with time to be like, okay, what do I do now? So, and I feel like it can also be for other students out there, that breaking routine. Maybe they were so used to the class schedule, meeting up with their friends and classmates, and not having that can take a toll on your mental health.
Definitely understandable and relatable. Tiredness, mood change, and breaking routine can be a hard thing. So, Megan, I'm going to throw the question to you. How does the summertime make you feel?
Similarly to Lydia's response, I realized that I have been very tired over the summer holidays, and I get the impression from media that others are having so much fun on their summer break, which kind of puts me in the mental state of being an outcast in some sense. In terms of school, most times I choose to opt out of doing summer courses, so I have the free time to explore other options. However, that leads me to feeling less put together. I don't have a routine, as Lydia said. So it's just going through a motion, and I feel lost by the end of summer.
Definitely. Less motivation, social media can be very hard on our mental health. So, Raven, how does the summertime make you feel in regards to your mental health?
I would say that the best way that I can describe it is that there's sort of, different things that will stress me out in the school year versus during the summertime. Usually during the school year, you're stressed about things that are actually more physical, or things that are like hard deadlines. Like maybe you're stressed about having to turn in a paper, or you're stressed about things that you're going up against in school classes. In the summer, I find that a lot of my anxieties turn inwards. Sometimes that can be scarier. It's definitely different, because if it's something physical, you can be like, okay, once this paper is done, okay, once, I leave classes for the day, I won't be as stressed. But if it's something internal, which is what personally I face more during the summer, you don't know when, a thought you're having will end. If you're having a negative thought, it's not like you can be like, oh, this will end when I leave school for the day, because you're not in school for the day. You're just laying in your bed. So I think it's hard to explain, and it might not be relatable for everyone, but that's my experience.
I totally understand. We have those school stressors when we're at school, and then we have those just normal day-to-day stressors outside of school. How I feel during the summertime, I feel a little anxious. I feel a little stressed because I'm a people person. I'm a people pleaser sometimes, and I like to hang out with my friends. I like to hang out with my family when I get the chance to, but sometimes it's very difficult to do all of that in just maybe 3 or so months. So it does make me stressed. It makes me anxious, especially during these times. We are in a pandemic that it is harder for us to really gather with our loved ones. So we just try our best and cope through it. So the next question is, what coping tips can you share for those struggling with their mental health over the summertime? Lydia, would you like to take that one?
Sure. So my biggest coping tip would be always like seek for help. Like it's okay to seek for help. There are services and people who are trained to help us in this mental health journeys. And DCC is also a good resource, the counseling center. So definitely my biggest tip would be always asking for help. And then the other tips I would share would be talk to loved ones and find an activity that you can do together. Having the close and loved ones together can kind of, have that safe space for you to feel loved and do the activities that you enjoy. And personally, I love watching TV and, documentaries sometimes. So that's one of the things that I enjoy. Whatever it is that you love to do, like putting the time to do it would be great for your mental health. So that's like my main tips that I would share.
Definitely. Reaching out, taking the time for yourself is very important. All right. Megan, do you have any tips to share?
Sure. I believe that during the summertime, make time for the hobbies that you weren't able to get done during fall. So if it's photography, or if it's videography, if it's reading your favorite book, even if it's even sleep, just try and find time, make the space for what you love to do. Additionally, I believe students who aren't taking classes in the summer, like I usually opt out of doing, I believe you can start on a new endeavor, make goals that can drive you so you don't feel lost during this time. I personally find that when I set up a schedule for myself, don't put too much pressure on yourself to get it done, but when I set up a schedule for myself during the summertime, it allows me the space and the time to get everything done, along with also driving my new endeavors. So if that's something that you're willing to do or you have the time to do, I believe that's a great tip.
Megan, you can say that again. Keep those hobbies, keep those things that make you happy, whatever goals that you have going on that you want to succeed, do it. Make them possible. And Raven, how about you? How do you feel? What are your coping tips?
Since we're talking about, how summertime can still come with its own challenges, I would say try not to get your hopes up for a certain time in the year. When I was younger, I often used to think, the school year sucks. But once I get to summer, then my life will be awesome and I won't have, any issues anymore and I won't be stressed. And I think because of that, because I was sort of idealizing, summertime in my mind, I thought that I didn't need to work on myself necessarily during other times of the year. It was like, well, during the summertime, I'll reset to my natural, unstressed state and, everything will be good. But as we've talked about in this episode, summertime can come with its own stresses. So I think my best tip is, if you can, work on yourself now. Don't just sort of think, oh, everything will get better, I don't need to worry about it. Even if the summertime does actually, make you feel good, you deserve to not have to wait for just a couple times a year to feel good.
Awesome. Being present is key. My coping tip is staying hydrated. Just drink your water so you can always keep motivated, keep energized, and staying in a positive state. also get your rest. Our body needs rest. I know it can be difficult to get a good night's sleep, but rest is a good thing to restart your day. And lastly, go outside. I know that we are living in a world that it can be sometimes difficult to enjoy the things that you love, but just keep in mind, know your surroundings, be observant, make sure that you know what is going on around you, and everything will be okay. All right, to the last question. To the listeners out there, Lydia, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts to anyone who's listening, don't be hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up when things don't go as planned. It's okay to rest. It's okay to just take time for you. It's okay to, feel, overwhelmed and, not the best sometimes. And even if it's during the summertime and you're seeing other people are a certain way and you're not, do not compare that with yourself. And, like Raven and Megan said, take this time to focus on you. If you're dealing with internal struggles, please seek help. There's services available for you. That would be my final tip or thoughts.
Okay. Megan?
Okay, so I believe the biggest takeaway listeners should get from this is, number one, be honest with yourself. So when you're feeling down, don't push it to the side and seek help when it's necessary, right? Speak to a loved one, speak to a professional, anyone that you feel could offer some guidance to how you're feeling, speak to them. And lastly, I believe that you should keep up with a routine or follow a guide. Don't take it too seriously, but find a routine that can keep you on track so that when you get back into the groove of fall or winter semester or even spring semester, you can incorporate that time more effectively.
Very, very understandable and relatable. All right, Raven, your thoughts?
In our world, I feel like it's very like go, go, go. And I think because of that, it's really, really easy to feel bad about just relaxing. We feel like we need to be doing something productive all the time. But really, it's okay to relax. In the summer, I think sometimes people might feel guilty that they're not doing enough. But really, it's okay. If you want to just chill, I'd say it's really fine. When I do want to do something that's quote unquote productive, taking time to relax, at least for me, helps me do it better.
All righty. My closing remarks is just be you at the end of the day. Just take that time out and just give yourself a pat on the back, why don't you? Say, I love myself. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm being productive when I can, when I want to. It's okay to take a break. Breathe in and breathe out, because we all need that at the end of the day. All right. Well, looks like that's about all the time we have. I'd like to thank all my co-hosts for being here, and thank you so much to all the listeners for checking out our podcast. Please be sure to like and subscribe and comment down below and tell us, how do you cope during the summertime? And we're out.
You've been listening to Study Break, brought to you by the New Media Lab and Campus Life. Today's hosts and producers were Shonda Stevens, Lydia Nanzanja, Megan Grant, and Raven Amaro. Our co-executive producers were Tashia White and Raven Amaro. Raven Amaro also prepared our title cards and edited this episode. Victoria Colbreth and Samuel Larson designed our cover art. Indigo Frazier composed our theme music. And I am Amy Rodriguez Miller, your announcer for this episode. Special thanks to Director of Campus Life, Allison Gleason, and our faculty advisor, Professor Maria Boyd. If you have an interest in participating in the New Media Lab, contact the Office of Campus Life or reach out to us on Instagram at DCCC_New Media Lab. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for listening.